Well, and I think that's why it's so important that the fans of Ryan's World come out to the movie theaters and see the
My,
the,
Gotta
the
come
movie.
see.
these guys are fucking
I feel like this is
yapping.
super important, and we really should
Holy shut
talk
up.
about this because if this movie does well, that sets a new standard, right? It
Yes.
shows that the fans are interested enough to make this a big deal, right?
Oh yeah, maybe next project could be your
Big
another
deal.
favorite creators
Here we
becoming
go.
another movie star or producing their own movie. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
super excited that to
Opening
happen.
doors, opening doors. I love it.
Yeah,
And we actually get an exclusive peek of the trailer today or at the Anime Expo, correct?
that's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
It was really exciting for even for me to see that too.
Oh, it was your
It's
first
so
time.
exciting.
Second of me in there.
Alright,
Too.
I'm fed up of hearing you now. Seem like a nice enough guy, but I have no idea what you're talking about, and it does not concern me. The only thing that concerned me is the blue dog. Please show me the blue dog. That would be ideal. If you could show me the blue dog. Well, actually, not the blue dog. The black and red dog. Show me the black and red dog, and whatever you're going to be doing with the black and red dog, please. That would be ideal. Is that theater mode? There we are, lovely. Oh. Holy shit, that poster is so fucking cool. So fucking cool. Show me the dog. Bro, everybody's all here for chat. How many viewers does this have? 2K? I think this just jumped up so much. That's really funny. Oh god, why is Tom Baker trending? You didn't die, did you, Tom Baker? No. Hi, Valk. They're talking about fucking anime for some reason. But who cares about that? I want to see the black and red dog, please. Look at this fucking poster. Look how cool this looks. Why is Emerald there? That doesn't make any sense. Why is he there? That's so cool. Maybe Emerald's, because on I don't know if you saw, but there's like a website for the game for Sonic X Shadow Generations, and on the Sonic Generation side, it has two characters, like the two playable characters, and it has Modern and Classic. And then on the Shadow side, it has Shadow and then somebody grayed out. But I just assumed that was good. They're just like character bios, so I assumed it would just be like a character bio for like Black Doom or Maria. But the fact that Emerald is just randomly here, is Emerald gonna be playable in Shadow Generations for no good reason? That'd be hype. He could be like a custom character, like the Avatar, because people like that, but make it Emerald and not just the fucking Avatar. But this poster is so sick. It's so cool. Omega looks awesome. And Rouge too. Oh. That's good to hear, Arrows. That's really good to hear. No, see, I still stand by that. I don't think it's another playable character for Shadow Generations. I think it is just character bios. But it is really weird that Emerald's in this poster. Why is he here? Like, to my knowledge, I don't think Emerald has anything to do with Shadow's backstory, right? I don't think. Depends how it depends how canon Sonic Chronicles is, because if Sonic Chronicles is canon, which we know it's not because the Sonic Anthology said it isn't, but if there are aspects from it that are, then the Gizoids are from a different planet completely. And I forget, there is an explanation for what Emerald's doing on Earth, but I forget what it is. Obviously, Emerald is the prototype of Gemerald or Gemerald that you see in Sonic Advance 3, and Gemerald's been in the comics a lot, like he lives with Cream. But Emerald, and I fucking fuck with Emerald. Last time we saw Emerald was fucking Sonic X. Unless I'm mistaken, but I think it was Sonic X. Because they did like a tournament arc in Sonic X, and he was in it. Obviously the Gizoids were in Chronicles, like I said, but I don't know how canon or relevant Chronicles actually is. Bro, Emerald is so cool. I love him. He's like one of my favorite robot designs. Like how cool he is. And in Sonic Battle, he was so broken. He's so broken. Nah, that's so cool. Alright. Oh, here we go.
On! Welcome!
I hope our host isn't cringe. Hey, man.
Welcome to a new era of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Woo!
New era of Shadow, shedding light on the Ultimate Lifeform panel at Anime Expo.
A new era of Shadow's
name is
really
Zero
exciting,
Robinson.
actually. If that's
I will be your host today.
if they're saving the
to
Shadow
celebrate not just
character
the
that we all
fastest thing
love,
alive,
that's
but
hype.
also the Ultimate Lifeform. Yeah?
That's so hype.
That's right. Today we'll be talking about everyone's favorite anti-hero
Like-
hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Wait there, pal. As far as I'm aware, this is just an interview with Kirk Thornton and the new voice actress from Maria, who I didn't even know they'd announced.
Just a hedgehog. Who exactly is the Ultimate Lifeform?
But maybe there's other people here. They're diving into Shadow's characters, like Ian here.
Not just in a new game coming out later this year.
Oh,
But also, you guys can cheer. You guys can cheer for the new game. Yeah.
movie 3 mentioned.
But also a brand new animated prologue from Studio GigX. Give it up for them.
I thought they were about to say
You're gonna
fucking
love it.
Studio Ghibli. I was like, there's no fucking way Studio
Now,
Ghibli with a
let's get this
Shadow
panel started.
in animation.
Without further ado, allow me to introduce our panelists. Our first one needs no introduction. He's a director, producer, designer, screenwriter, the head of Sonic Team, and co-creator of Shadow the Hedgehog. Please give a warm welcome
Zuka's
to
here?
the legend, Takashi Iizuka.
Oh, I didn't know Azuka was here.
No less is.
Oh, here's the
No less
panel.
is
I don't know who
legendary.
any of those are.
Please welcome the voice of the Black Blur, the Ultimate Lifeform.
The Black
Kirk
Blue.
Thornton.
I've never heard Shadow referred to as the Black Blue. Don't know how I feel about that.
Next up, a legend in her own right, marking her debut as the kind-hearted and gentle Maria Robotnik, Stephanie Shea. And rounding out our panel, the incredible directors at Studio GigX, Alan Wan, Christopher Luck, and Kevin
That would be why I don't know
Ortiz.
any of those people, because I've never heard of Studio GigX before. I assume Studio GigX. Let me look them up. Are they like just an anime
How are
studio?
we feeling today? How's Anime
Studio
Expo treating you?
Gig
Izuka-san, I'll start with you.
X.
I'm
What have
happy
they
to
done?
be here, so thank you for coming.
Work.
So I'm glad to talk about Shadow today.
Yeah, yes. Kirk.
What's up?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's me. I haven't been to an AX for like 5 years, but like the thing that was gonna bring me back was this.
Yeah. Alan, Chris, Kevin, how we feeling?
We're doing good. Shadow X. Oh, no. Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Oh god, you got the name wrong.
Yeah.
Putting Shadow for, I mean, yeah, it kind of is. To be fair, it kind of is Shadow X Arc Generation, because who gives a fuck about the Sonic part?
I'm very nervous. All right. Give him a warm welcome. Make him feel welcome.
That was a weird clap. You should be nervous.
Themselves. Just a quick temperature check. Who here's been a Shadow fan for at least 1 year? One year. Okay. How about 5 years? Okay. 10 years? Wow. 20 years. Wow, look at that. Okay, it's clear there are some Shadow fans here, but there might be newer people. I didn't see everybody's hand, so let's maybe walk through Shadow's history for a bit, yeah? Okay, Shadow the Hedgehog, also known as the Ultimate Life Form,
pretty bad.
was first introduced in Sonic Adventure 2.
Right, okay, this is actually important because what are they considering canon? Sonic Battle's
Adventure
there!
2?
Sonic
Yeah?
Battle is
Sonic Adventure
actually
2
there. That's
fans?
fucking wild. Why is Sonic Boom there?
My personal favorite.
Why is Sonic Boom there?
His next appearances were Sonic Heroes and Sonic Battle in 2004.
Where's Sonic 06?
Sonic Battle? We have Sonic Battle fans here. Yeah.
Where's Sonic
His
06?
first standalone game in 2005, Shadow the Hedgehog. Wow, look at that.
No, Azuka's gonna take that the wrong way.
Outside
Azuka,
of
we
just
didn't like
games,
Shadow the
he made
Hedgehog.
Several appearances in various forms of Sonic media, including the IDW comics. We have some
Bro,
comic
Shadow
readers in
Story's the
house.
best part of
The animated
06.
series
Oh,
Sonic
man.
X. Sonic X fans. Sonic Boom, and more recently,
Well, he's in
Sonic
both,
Prime.
Jam, but I don't know why. Okay, I thought, okay,
Now-
they were just
And he will be making his live-action debut this year.
They were just talking about stuff Shadow's been in. I thought this was like Shadow's timeline as a character. And I thought they were being like, they were hard locking Sonic Boom as canon, which is not right. They're just taking sticks from Sonic Boom.
This year, being the year of Shadow, we'll be seeing more of his story in Sonic X Shadow Generations. But you guys, we're all here to learn more about Shadow today, right? There's some things you might not know. And who better to enlighten us
Yeah, we'll see about that.
life form than his father himself, Takashi Iizuka. Everyone give it up for Iizuka-san, please. Now, Iizuka-san, we just went through a brief history.
The only thing I'm going to
of
give up for
Shadow.
Azuka is my money. Oh, it's
What
Terios.
were his origins? What led to his creation? Okay, I think people know what this one is.
はい、まあシャドウが誕生したの
God,
は
some of those designs were so
1999
whack.
に開発がスタートした
Not bad
ソ
though,
ニック
just
2だったん
whack.
ですけども、まあその時にはソニックに匹敵するライバルを作ろうということで、まあ最初は考えていたんですけども、まあ開発チーム私も一緒なんですけども、まあアメリカに渡米して、でアメリカでソニックアドベンチャー2を作ったんですけども、まあその時にスポーンとかダークヒーローがすごいアメリカで人気だったんですよね。それのインスパイアを受けてライバルじゃなくてダークヒーローにしようということで
It's a shame they didn't include 06. Like, I thought they'd grown and were just like fine to mention 06. Because again, Shadow's the best part of 06 by a
In
lot.
the beginning, we kind of thought, oh, we want a rival character, something to really contrast Sonic. So we need a rival character in this game. But at that time, all of the team flew over to America, and we started living and working in America. And when we got there, we realized dark heroes like Spawn, were really popular in America, and that really inspired us to make
Spawn?
a different kind of character. And that's when we thought, we don't want him to be a rival Sonic. We want him to be a dark hero. And that's really where Shadow was born,
Fucking
as an idea.
Spawn inspired Shadow. That's actually sick. Okay, I actually didn't know that. I take it back, Azuka. Surprise me.
I think it's really cool to have characters like Spawn, who's like a character like we in the West are familiar with, be the inspiration for someone like Shadow. I had it in my notes. I was under this impression that he was also inspired by Vegeta from the Dragon Ball franchise. But wait, but Iizuka-san told me that's not true. It's not true. So I just wanted to clear that up because I thought that too.
Azuka doesn't like it when you compare Sonic to Dragon Ball because he knows he stole it all.
What were some of your inspirations about designing Shadow's?
Vegeta, no.
はい、もう
No.
表示されてますけども
Sonic's nothing like Goku. Shadow's nothing like Vegeta. No.
バリエーションのデザインを考えたんですけども、まあこれを当時サンフランシスコでフォーカステスト、一般の人たちを呼んでフォーカステストを行って、 で、その中でこう皆さんの一般の人たちの意見も聞きながら最終的なデザインにこう仕上げていったんですけども、その時に今この中央の下にいる固めのこう切れたこれを我々の開発チームではテリオスと呼んでシャドウの次の候補だったデザインですね。
So in the beginning, we had a lot of ideas in putting into a dark Sonic character. That would be the shadow design. And what you're seeing here are a lot of these sketches that we had that we wanted to bring to a focus test in San Francisco to see what the average person would think about all these different designs. And I believe in the middle,
I kinda like-
there's a character with like a damaged eye.
Kinda like the
That
bottom
was
right
the
one.
Design of the character that the development team were calling Terios back in the day.
The
bottom right one's cool for like a different character. If they use that again.
この黒と赤のデザインっていうのは実はその日本の歌舞伎からインスパイアされたデザイン。
Kabuki.
So we did also want to choose kind of black and red as the theme colors for the character, and it was really inspired by the kabuki style of face paint, and that is part of the inspiration for Shadow.
それと先ほどお話したこのテリオスっていうキャラクターなんですけども、この当時は残念ながらボツになってしまったシャドウの前のデザインなんですけど、このテリオスっていうのをこの10月に発売されるソニック X シャドウ
Those designs are cool, but they really did fucking nail it.
実装することを決定しましたので、このゲームでしか遊べないキャラクターということでぜひ皆さんご期待ください。
So we do have the design for the Terios character, which was a concept design for the character that didn't make it all the way through. We ultimately went with the shadow design that everyone knows and loves. But coming out this fall, this October, in Sonic X Shadow Generations, we are also offering a skin to turn Shadow into Terios, so you can play as Terios inside of the game.
That's really cool. It is really cool. I rate that. That's cool. Good job, Azuka. We like that.
Really cool. He looks cool, right? He looks. I think it's really cool as a gigantic fan of Sonic the franchise and Shadow to like see artwork of the developmental stages of how Shadow came to be. Is there any significance to the name Terios? Why did you guys settle on that name?
I have no idea.
I was wondering if it meant something.
Azuka's just
really cool
game development phrase. I had no idea. No idea, man.
That's
Sick.
Really cool. I'm excited for that. Now, Izuka-san, can you tell us what makes Shadow different from Sonic?
Quite a lot.
そうですね。
If you've got like eyes.
一言で違いを言えばやっぱりダーク
I don't know. It's a cool fucking name.
ソニックが正義や
Terios is a cool
平和
name.
を守るまさに
But
ヒーローなんですけども
again, obviously, like I prefer Shadow, but that's just because I got used to Shadow for so long. If I'd known Terios my entire life, I would have been like, Shadow's so cringe. It's just like it's dark like a shadow. That's so
決して
weird.
シャドウは正義のヒーローではないだから道端で
Really like these new renders though.
っていうそういう
The Shadow one looks a lot more expensive than the Sonic one. The Sonic one, oh no, it looks
性
cheap,
格の違い
but
完
it's
全にこう
good.
反対なソニックとシャドウの性格に加えてでシャドウはもう愛すべき、マリアのためにこう命がけでこの星を守るっていう
They're going much lankier again with the characters. Way skinnier arms again. Way longer legs. We're kind of moving back to fucking 06 type proportions. Not nowhere near
So to sum it
that
up in really
length
one
yet,
word,
but
I'd say, Dark Hero
I like
is
stuff
what
there.
really defines Shadow and makes him different from Sonic. So Sonic will be a very positive, cheerful, character that's going to go out there and do whatever it takes to bring peace to the world. He wants to see justice kind of played out. He's very much a true hero, but Shadow is more of a dark hero. He's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. He's going to focus on what that thing that he needs to do is, and only, really focus on getting that done. So it's not really like, it's a little bit of a selfishness, but it's also because he's such a dark hero towards his goals. It really makes him as a character differently from Sonic.
Nah.
And makes him unique. And really, when we talk about the differences between Sonic and Shadow, Sonic will do whatever it takes to save the planet because of the justice and really the truth in him as a character. But Shadow, he wants to protect the planet because Maria, who is so close to, loves the planet, And so he's doing it out of this love and connection with Maria that he will also do whatever.
Yeah, so how the fuck can you call him selfish? He's not selfish. He actually died to save the world. Or whatever. A lot of their philosophy with Shadow recently has been really bad. And I don't like a lot of it. Don't clap, guys. Because Tezuka's like, yeah, they love it.
Yeah, I think the best kind of anti-hero is somebody who has something important that they fight for, because it really gives them a lot of layers. And Shadow's relationship with Maria is a really, really cool, integral, central driving force for Shadow. Having that being told by Izuka-san himself is super cool. So I think I can speak for many of us when I say we've all been waiting for years for new pieces of Shadow's past and his backstory. So why are we telling his story now in Sonic X Shadow Generations?
はい、皆さんもご承知の通りですね。
Bro, cooked on the-
今年の12
bro
月
looks
により
cooked.
シャドウが出演する映画が公開されます。で、この映画のタイミングでより世界中の人々にシャドウの魅力を知ってもらおうということで、今回ソニック X シャドウジェネレーションズを発売する、ことに至りました。
Also,
なので、もともとソニックジェネレーションズっていうのはソニックを知らない人たちにクラシックソニック
I don't know. I kind of have
を知ってもらおうという
some issues with how they described Sonic's sort of characteristics as well. But I'll allow it. It's fine.
で、シャドウといえばやっぱり悲しいバックグラウンドのある
I don't feel like Sonic goes around trying to be a hero. He just goes around doing what he wants and is chill. Like, he's just chill. He just does whatever he wants. And then if he sees something he disagrees with personally, then he'll fight it. And, like, he has a strong sense of his own justice.
And in order to really introduce
Not
everyone
like,
to Shadow
I don't
before
know.
we get to the movie, we wanted to release something that could really do
Yeah,
that, with a
true,
good
Valk.
vehicle for that. And that's where we
So
got
true.
Sonic X Shadow Generation.
And then everyone loved him. We're like, oh,
Sonic Generations was a game that was meant to introduce everyone to Sonic the Hedgehog. So it had classic Sonic in there, it had modern Sonic in there, and it was really like all these great moments from Sonic's legacy in one title. And by adding Shadow into that package, we now are able to introduce Shadow as a character inside of that same game alongside Sonic. And as everyone knows, you know, Shadow does have kind of a sad background story, and we did want to spend a lot of time and energy kind of portraying that in the Shadow Generations side of the game. So we really hope everyone enjoys the game and enjoys the story in Sonic X Shadow Generations.
yeah, there might be quite a lot of stuff on the Ark. If there's like flashback cutscenes on the Ark with Shadow and Maria, that'd be so good. That shit would be so good. But I don't know if I want that right before the movie, because then shit, I don't know.
For your incredible insight into Shadow. I've been a huge fan of Sonic for many years, and it's been one of the greatest honors of my life to be able to sit here and speak with you directly about Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic. I also think it's the perfect time to show the world Shadow's charm and story. And who better to help us do that than our voice actors? If there's one thing we know about Shadow, it's that his past follows him everywhere he goes. With all these new elements of Shadow being revealed, and we have the upcoming animation, I'd like to ask our actors who are breathing new life into these scenes and into these moments, their thoughts and experiences with them. Kirk, you've been voicing Shadow for years now.
Yeah.
Do you?
Well, yeah, he's been voicing Shadow since like 2011, but he hasn't really, because Shadow hasn't fucking been in anything.
More today than I have learned.
Yeah, see, bro, he doesn't know any of this shit.
I'm getting so much stuff here. It's amazing. I wish
He's been the character for 10 years, he doesn't fucking know anything because his character hasn't been in anything.
Junior.
Yes, I speak for a living. Thank you very much. No, I mean, yeah. Because over the years, Shadow has always been very cool and unflappable, and you know, recently I've been discovering different sides of Shadow with the Twitter takeovers and like the Lego commercials. So
Yeah, the Lego commercial.
Bro, the two notable things he's done as Shadow is a Twitter takeover and a Lego commercial. Oh, it's not Cook's fault, it's just funny.
As far as the game goes, the cool, unflappable side, there's always been something underneath it. And finally, we're starting to pull out all those things and figure out what is driving that cool, what's driving that unflappable, what's brewing under the surface. So that's what we've been getting with this game, you see. And the team has decided to let a little bit of that emotion out at times, and it was a lot of fun, you know, doing this game because, you know, playing down, and then all of a sudden being able to erupt and let some of that emotion out that's been brewing underneath all this time.
That's so cool. I
That is really
love
cool.
sort of the methodical, artistic.
He just said, like, I was just saying that he doesn't really know much about Shadow, which obviously I don't expect him to. It's a job.
And, you know,
But, like,
there's
he's
so
been
much,
Shadow
I'm
for
sure,
nearly
new stuff
13
in
years,
this
but
game
Shadow hasn't
that,
been
like,
in anything for
both
nearly
sides
13
do.
years. So,
I'm,
like,
like,
why
really
would, like,
excited
this,
to see.
he wouldn't know anything.
So, from the new things that you've seen, has it changed your understanding of the character at all?
I like
After
Kirk,
all
though. He's
these
a cool
years,
guy.
Is there anything new that popped up during your performances for the
Oh, well,
for the game?
absolutely. As I was mentioning, you know, up
Don't
until
spoil.
recently, up until recently, I hadn't gotten to explore his history. I hadn't gotten to explore
Yeah.
what happened with Maria and how he was created and his whole mission in life.
Yeah.
And that is flushed out in this game. You know, and it's been a real team effort. It's all the people at Sega. It's Jack Fletcher, the director, who's incredible, and we've all done this exploration together to try to find it. And what's really cool is that, you know, even though, you know, there'll be like 8-9 people on a session, and they're all throwing out, you know, what they think we should be doing, what path we should be taking, and we all kind of agree, yes, we're taking this path. And yet, what's really wonderful is that sometimes after we do all this work and the animation gets done and they send it back to us and we go, oh shoot, we missed something. And the Sega has given us the license to go back and go, yes, this is how we fix it. And, you know, because it's expensive to go back.
That is really interesting if that's true.
But they're taking the time.
If they're giving that much of a priority to, like, story and stuff, that is really interesting and really sick. It's not that I don't believe him, like, because obviously he wouldn't just lie, but
You know, as
that's
big of a
weird
fan as
to
I've
me.
been of this franchise for so many years, this might be like my first time sort of hearing about like how a typical session would go, or like the creative process from like animation to voice to screen, then corrections. It's really like fascinating, and it's really cool to hear like how particular and how specific and how careful and precious we are about this franchise and the characters and all the love and work that goes into it. And it's really clear on like when you see it on the screen. It's so clear. So it's super cool how much time and attention goes into Shadow. And like, you know, it's cool that the events of this game, I'm sure, alter how like you've played Shadow, and probably have altered how you're going to play Shadow, like moving forward, right? Yeah. So that's super awesome. But I want to take this over to Stephanie. Yeah. Stephanie, Maria is so integral and so important to Shadow's story. She's such a beloved character.
Oh, that's a new Maria render.
Look at her. No, don't say she looks like Aaron. Because we know. How did you?
She does die like Aerith. She does.
I really
Just shot.
had, you know, our voice director Jack Fletcher and the entire Sonic team. There was a lot of faces on a Zoom call when we were recording, and they had so much insight, and they helped guide me in terms of like performance. I think for me, I was like mostly focusing on things like her age and then also her like illness, right? Because the illness can be like a real trap. Because she has these excited emotions and these concerned emotions, or, you know, not giving my story, there's
Bro,
that happen, but like you're not always like, I'm weak and sick, you know, like.
Is Maria in this a lot?
Gauge when that comes through and when it's not appropriate, when the emotion is so big that it. Like,
That's fucking
kind of,
awesome. Wait, what?
Whatever like physical weakness she might be feeling, and like Kirk said. We actually, which doesn't happen a lot. I don't know if you guys know this. Like when we record other video games, it really doesn't happen a lot. You go in there and you do your lines and you're like, bye, and then that's it. And then like months later, it comes out. And like they brought us back and we redid the scenes. Like sometimes 3 times, you know, or more, because they would tweak things, you know, or they would, and sometimes it was for some kind of like physical element of the action, but other times it was like tweaking the character, things like that. So I really
they are
found
very
that they were
particular
really
with
great.
Shadow in
terms of her
general, but
sweetness, you know, like that was easy for me.
the idea that Maria might be in this a lot is hype.
Like very sweet characters.
Because if they're doing stuff when Maria's alive, then that obviously means Gerald's alive. So who's gonna voice Gerald? Is it just gonna be Mike? Is it Mike Pollock just gonna be Gerald too?
You know, of course, this person was.
So Shadow.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, everyone has the capacity for change. I believe that there's goodness in people.
I can hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear
Here's
it,
the
Maria?
thing,
Can you hear
I
it?
really do believe that. So even like when the world is going crazy and like you're seeing horrible videos of people, and I'm really like, everyone can change. Like I really believe that. So yeah.
So it sounds like you were perfect. You were like the perfect. You're a perfect choice for
I
the
can
role.
relate in terms of that.
And from what I know about like you as an artist, like when you were talking about like performing with the specificity and things like that, you were very specific and like juggling. I'm sure like juggling like the illness and like how to weave that into your performance was something.
Yeah, that's true. That is true that he voiced classic Eggman. That's really funny. I hope it's true.
You know, I'm sure it'll like give her a lot of really cool like nuance, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Was there any like challenges about?
Wow, new Maria render in 2024. What is this timeline? We're about to see this kid get capped twice in 1 year. Holy, what a treat!
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the hardest thing, is like balancing like the illness and the emotional moments. And honestly, I relied on the team to really guide me, because like they had a much clearer vision than I did in terms of like how the scenes were playing out and what the moments needed. In terms of the pressure, I'm a little bit of a newbie to this whole universe. I had no clue until when they said that I was going to be on this panel, and I started getting text messages from people like telling me like how important this role is, you know, and don't mess it up. And I mean, by then I already did it, you know.
That Maria conjured on the top right also looks amazing. She actually kind of really does look like Aerith. The more I look at it, specifically in the artwork, she actually really does look like Aerith.
You know, and luckily I just could just be in the world, listen to the direction, and you know, without having to be like, oh no, don't mess it up, don't mess it up.
When the movie comes out, I think I'll make a quick scope edit if we see Maria get shot, if they're not cowards.
I know a lot of people like this thing, you know. I'm sure you killed it. I'm sure you did amazing. Oh wow, I should have said that when it came to Maria, right? Okay.
She doesn't know if the reason she laughed like that is because she doesn't know if it's a spoiler that Maria dies.
Relationship between Shadow and Maria.
It's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. You know, do you think they're gonna show her getting shot? I don't see why not.
Sorry, guys.
Well, to speak it.
They showed her getting shot in the games. I don't see why they wouldn't do it in the film.
Maria is my super objective. She is my reason for everything I do. So
it's the same age rating as both the Spider-Verse films, and we've seen people get shot and killed in both of those. So
devastates me.
Don't see why not.
Or Shadow. I'm okay with it. Devastates Shadow.
You're in it. You're in it now.
And so that's why, you know, he dedicates his life to protecting Earth because of that. So she just everything to Shadow does.
Driving sort of force.
Yeah, the complete driving force behind his life.
They show the
in my mind when I was thinking
in SA2 they show her the gun soldiers running at her, and then it cuts away and it shows her on the floor crawling towards the pod, and she lets Shadow out. And then in Shadow the Hedgehog, it straight up shows the guy pull the gun up, the gunshot go off, Shadow goes, Maria! But then originally it did actually show her getting her like falling to the floor as well. And I think that's what what they'll do in the game. They'll pull the gun up. You'll hear a gunshot. You won't see her get shot. You may see her like on the floor because after she gets shot is when she lets Shadow out.
You know, he brings him back to like the less rabid stage.
Right,
You know, when
right.
it gets worked up.
Like, it's dark, it's fucked up, but like that's the point.
I relate to that really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't hump her leg.
She kind of sort of operates as like his moral center, right?
Totally, like moral compass.
Like Shadow is this incredibly powerful, like being. And
There is
that power.
no arrows. You never see like a bullet go through it, but you see the gunshot go off, and then people who fall to the floor. No arrows. When people say they're gonna show you getting shot, this is what they mean. They don't mean like they're gonna see fucking the bullet goes off. You see the bullet fly through the air, pierces her fucking chest. Maria's heart explodes on the camera.
See, it's perfect.
Also, what did Kirk Thornton just say about humping a leg?
I love how in depth everyone's answers are. Like as an actor myself, and as an artist, it's really cool hearing how everyone works and how you both work with character work. And
What did he just say?
So that's super cool.
I was trying to clip it, but I can't.
And direction, and I'm sure they both were each other's only.
All right, I can go.
Their bond is integral.
Wait a minute, let me turn this down. Let me go.
So speaking of that bond, we are incredibly excited to show you that bond.
Oh wait, they're gonna show the animation.
In motion, we have an exclusive preview of the animated prologue from Studio GigX. Please enjoy.
Okay, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but
Made me the ultimate life form.
Oh,
I
what-
should be the key to all manner of medicines, curing you.
You and Grandfather are doing your best. I'm just as happy to spend time with you here while you both research.
What? What? What the wreck? Oh!
Robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him!
I'll handle this. Just wait here. I'll be back. I promise.
It's gonna stop here. They're not gonna show much more of this. This is just a teaser. Unless. What? Oh,
my God. Wow. I have chills. Wow. That was an exclusive review of Sonic X Shadows Generations Dark Beginnings from Studio GigX. Give it up for them, guys. I mean, I'm low-key blown away. That was like a minute of animation. That was like a minute. I can't see the rest of it. Now remember, Sonic X Shadows Generations Dark Beginnings is a 3-episode prologue coming out later this year. Here I have with me the directors. Oh, you guys are giving up for that? Yeah, 3 episodes. Here I have with me the directors, Alan Wong.
There's gonna be an episode to his backstory on maybe SA2. There's gonna be an episode about heroes, and then there'll be an episode about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Cinematic.
Thank you so much.
Like the music, the compositing, the everything. It was amazing. There's so much to unpack, so let's get started.
Just hang on, Arrows.
Alan, what do you think makes these animated episodes different from the animations we've seen from Sonic so far?
So, when Sega was looking to create these animated shorts to tell Shadow's past for Sonic X Shadow Generations, when we met with executive producer Yukio Kusumoto, he specifically asked for something that's unique and a little bit different, departure of the past iterations. And so Sega had a kind of envisioned something that's a bit edgier, something that's a cross between anime and Western animation. And the three of us here all worked on Rise of the TMNT.
No way, that's why it looks so good. I love Rise of the TMNT.
And, so we felt very confident that we can do this because we're dying to make some real anime.
Yeah.
So when we, you gotta
Let them cook.
Yeah. But anyways, so we received this really great script written by Ian Flynn.
Oh.
And we were thrilled to have the opportunity to explore a bit more of a darker, more intimate story about Shadow's past. So yeah, we were super excited about this, but we were only the pre-production side of the puzzle. We also have a partnering studio named Studio Simage that does the production work for us, led by Matthew Chow. And you know, the stuff that you just saw, like we were able to have a vision, but to execute it, it requires a lot of technical know-how. So we were very happy to have them to be our partners. And their production manager, Ruth Seek, is among the audience, please, over there.
Yeah.
Simage, you guys
Thank
killed
you so
it.
much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
give it up
much.
for the production managers.
I can't get over what we just watched. Is it on Twitter yet?
Chris,
Oh, it's 9:06.
Kevin, Shadow first appeared in the video games, right? So, like, what was the approach to sort of adapting, like, the speed, the emotions, all the abilities you see sort of in the games into animation? Like, was there anything, like, challenging or that you found about that, like, surprisingly?
So I'll speak from, like, the more emotional standpoint. Like, so as we all know, Shadow's a very dark, brooding lone wolf. When I say
Okay, wait, hang on. I need to watch this again.
But he's also one that
I should be the key to all manner of medicines, curing you.
You and Grandfather are doing your best. I'm just as happy to spend time with you here while you both research. That robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him!
I'll handle this. Just wait here. I'll be back. I promise.
That shot. That is.
And you can see it, right? Like when he ran through the hallway, how the air could have whipped behind him, and the activation of the boots. It's stuff that, like, the detail and the emotions you can feel it in every like frame. It was so cool. So Chris, Kevin, a lot of care clearly was placed into the tone, the emotions of Shadow and Maria and their story. Was there any sort of overall messages that you and the team, that all of you wanted to convey about these characters and this story?
Yeah, so I'll speak from technical standpoint. Like for the quiet moments, again, very careful placement of the camera. You'll definitely see it. More like nuance, like lighting were considered, and the facial acting was something we focused on too as well. We wanted acting to be like felt, you know, with the dialogue, while not being too cartoony or too animated, to preserve like a much more like mature feel.
And for, well, as we've said quite a bit on stage, the bond between Shadow and Maria is sort of an anchor point for the short. It's something we really want to put a lens on because
Nah,
it's,
you got me
in relation to the
fucked
more cinematic
up.
tone. The idea is to make sure that it not only motivates your character, but you have to ask yourself, you know,
I don't know. After listening to that again,
or to a decision
it says there was a breakout in the experimental weapons thing,
based on his trauma,
which makes me think that originally
so we directed our board artist to really
Gerald
focus in on the
was
subtext
experimenting on
of
Emerald,
Shadow's more than just a grimace and a cool face.
and Emerald broke out, which is really interesting. But it would make sense that Gerald was experimenting on other aliens like the Gizoids, because that's gonna help explain how he met Black Doom in the first place and the Black Arms even make Shadow.
And I'm sure, like, with all these elements put together, the direction, the animation, the acting, it sort of serves, like, giving multiple layers to something.
I don't know, that is one of the sickest things.
Audience may understand it first, like my understanding.
That was 1 minute of one of the 3 episodes. Shadow at the start was getting upset because he was talking about how he was supposed to be the cure, and he was made to be the ultimate life form, who could be any medicine for any illness. Which we knew was why Shadow was made, because of the game manuals, but that's never been something they've actually delved into and explored, and that's so cool, man. I don't think that is. I don't think that's the gun raid on the arc, though. I think that is still what happens to Maria, and whether the gun raid happens during the Emerald escape thing that we just saw, or if the gun raid will just happen later and this Emerald thing is just something else, we don't know. And the reason I think that's the case is because obviously they said they're putting this out there for people to get to know Shadow's backstory and stuff before the movie comes out. But if they change it up here and Emerald's the reason that Maria dies instead of Gunn, then they would have had to have told the movie team that. So the movie team would have to want to fit around this. Otherwise, there's no point doing this, because then when people see this to get to know Shadow's backstory and then go see the movie and it's different, that doesn't make any sense. So that's why I don't think this has anything to do with Maria's actual death. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why it's happening, but it's amazing. Hi, David.
In Shadow's sort of lore and history that's been established in the franchise, and you have to ask yourself, like, what does this look like in this more psychologically complex iteration of the character? So even if there are familiar moments, it's portrayed in such a different way that something that was familiar may feel new. And so there was a lot of moments of excitement from the whole team for that.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I am equally as excited. I think it's really cool when people who like
give us, if they, oh my god, give us a a Sonic show by this team, the rise of the TMNT team. Holy
Kevin, I can't wait to see all three. I am
fuck.
Gonna stay plugged. Thank you so much.
Holy fuck.
And everyone, please stay tuned. Stay tuned into Sega and their channels for more information on when the prologue episodes will be out. But to show our thanks for everyone who's in the audience today, you should already have your exclusive posters. Yeah, posters, everybody, we were good. But if you don't, please see the staff at the back entrance. If you don't have your poster, please see them on your way out before you leave to get your poster. With that, we wanted to show some love to our Sonic community and our Shadow community and answer a few community questions that were submitted earlier this
here
spring.
we go.
And they're community Q&A, so yeah. Our first question is from @Zephyr's Sword. Their question is, I don't know if it's going to come on screen, but their question is, if Sonic likes chili dogs, what does Shadow like? Coffee beans? Like straight?
Yeah.
Surely something to rival Sonic, right? Kirk, do you agree with coffee beans, or do you have another answer?
Well, I got something else. I mean, yes, he does love coffee beans.
Coffee?
But
Yeah, he eats coffee beans raw.
you know, the chili dog's kind of it's junk food, and so he is a hedgehog, so it would have to be something kind of junky, but something very particular to him.
Right.
I think it would be a version of a jalapeno popper. It would be a jalapeno.
Look at
popper,
Azuka
because
saying
it's kinda
no.
spicy. But in order to darken it up, you know how they got the cream cheese inside there?
Right.
To add a little sophistication and a little darkness to it, you'd have to have just a little layer of caviar in that cream cheese and the jalapeno popper.
That caviar jalapeno popper.
Yeah.
That's the most cursed thing.
Some restaurant now needs to make that and call it the Shadow.
The Shadow.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, Sonic would, like, not understand, right? Like, that makes no sense to eat. Hey, Izuka-san.
Yeah.
How accurate are these answers?
I don't think he doesn't like.
What about the coffee bean?
Yeah, but I heard from Shadow that he loves black coffee.
Broccoli?
That is true. It's from the Twitter takeover. For
Broccoli?
fuck's sake.
No, broccoli, black coffee.
Oh, black coffee.
Yeah.
Black coffee. That's very him.
Oh,
Black
okay.
coffee.
There you go. I was about to have to
makes a lot
change
of
my
Fucking
whole
Twitter takeover low. God damn it.
I can see the fan art now. Shadow of the coffee mug. The next question is from Candy Pirate. At Candy with 2 eyes Pirate. This question is for Mr. Izuka. During the battle against Final Hazard in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow ponders out loud that Sonic might be the real ultimate life form. What made Shadow associate Sonic with
Translation
this title?
error. Translation error. Translation error.
And remember, Shadow gets amnesia
Translation
almost right after.
error.
So does he remember ever telling Sonic? Does Sonic remember? Like,
Oh, I hate it when the crowd
I don't-
speak when they're
I don't
not
know.
spoken to. Shut up.
そのシーンっていうのは最後のファイナルリザードをスーパーシャドウとスーパーソニック2人でこう倒したシーンの後なんですけど、まあスーパーシャドウは
I'm
その時
pretty
に
sure it's a translation
こう
error.
力尽きて、まあ最後こう地球に落ちていくっていう時にソニックに対してお前が究極生命体なのかもしれないなって言うんですけど、それはシャドウが命が尽きると自覚したからそう認識したんであって結局彼は生きてたなのでいややっぱりソニックじゃなくて俺こそが究極生命体だということで今なってます。
So yeah, in that scene we have Super Sonic and Super Shadow both fighting to defeat the final hazard. And, you know, in that moment, Shadow is kind of out of energy. He's falling to Earth. He feels defeated, but Super Sonic is not defeated. And so in that moment, he thinks, maybe Sonic is the ultimate life form, but in the end, he doesn't die. And so he changes his mind and says, actually, no.
Never mind,
I am
it's
the ultimate
me
life
again.
form.
For fuck's sake, just admit it was a translation
That's actually a
error.
good answer. That makes sense. That
Well, I
makes
can't
sense.
believe they asked him that. That's
I
so
love how you
fucking
wakes up,
funny.
Never mind, it's actually me. Yeah, I knew it. It was me the whole time.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Our final question is from @pink_rose. What does Shadow like to do as a relaxing hobby? Does Shadow relax? Is Shadow a relaxed, capable of relaxing?
Oh, I think absolutely.
Yeah, he relaxes.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I was like, I don't know. He doesn't seem very relaxed.
Well,
what would he do? What would he do?
I think he might do Tai Chi.
Okay.
really, really fast.
Really fast.
So that he starts here.
And then ends there.
And they're like, it's like, so what'd you think of the routine?
Right.
You can't even see it. It's so
Right.
fast.
I know that like Maria and Shadow, their dream was to like go to Earth, and I think that could be kind of relaxing for them, right? Like if that were to happen with the two of them, what do you guys think they would do?
I feel like it would have to be something that like they can't do on the arc, right?
Right.
So like go swimming because I don't think there's like a pool.
A beach.
Or yeah, like a beach vacation. I think Maria would want.
Bro, Zuka's fiending. He's like, shut up, stop saying these words.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
She would just like eat ice cream and binge Netflix.
I was like, oh, maybe ice cream, you know? Amazing. Well, we are almost at time. Thank you so much to our panelists, Izuka-san, Kurt, Stephanie, Alan, Chris.
Okay, now I need to hear what he said about humping a leg.
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Bad.
And
Unleashed?
So Maria
Sorry.
Sort of, like, grounds him in that.
Yeah, like
way.
brings
Yeah.
him.
You guys have a similar relationship? Like, yeah, who's the moral center here between the two of you?
Yeah. Yeah, go to videos.
It's perfect. Amazing.
No, it
I
does
really love
exist.
how in-depth everyone's answers are. Like,
Go
as
to
an
the Sonic
actor
YouTube channel.
myself, and as an artist, it's really cool hearing how everyone works. And how you
Why did he say something about humping a leg? I
so
heard
that's
it.
super cool. Maria gives Shadow purpose and direction, and I'm sure they both were each other's only friend. Their bond is integral to their characters as well as the story.
It was
So,
before
speaking of
this.
that
It was before this.
The gun soul.
There, right there, right there. That's what he says. That's what he says. Why did he say it?
But yeah, that's how I kind of like.
The gun soldier.
No, fucking. Is there a stream of just this? Anime Expo panel. Here. Okay.
It's available for pre-order right now on all platforms. The digital deluxe edition will include that very cool.
Right. It was just
devastates me. It's his life.
Like, and it check Tan also gets a little too aggressive when he's trying to. Anyway, it's just the parallels. Anyways, but I do think that brings him back to that's kind of like I relate to that relationship.
Yeah, but I don't hump her leg.
Why did he say that, man? Yeah. But why did he say that?
Relate to that.
What
relationship.
is wrong with it? What is wrong with? Okay, whatever. Let's fucking watch this shit again.
From Studio GigX. Please enjoy.
Professor Gerald made me the ultimate life form. I should be the key to all manner of medicines. Curing you.
That piano sounds like the start of Never Turn Back.
Doing your best. I'm just as happy to spend time with you here.
Kind of weird line delivery, but it's not bad. What does the announcer say?
That robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him!
I'll handle this. Just wait here. I'll be back. I promise.
Jesus, fuck. Yeah, that is... Oh my fucking god, that is good shit right there. One more time.
The ultimate.
Please enjoy.
Professor Gerald made me the ultimate life form. I should be the key to all manner of medicines, curing you.
You and Grandfather are doing your best. I'm just as happy to spend time with you here while you both research.
I cannot believe General is on my screen right now. I cannot get over that. General's first appearances from Sonic Battle. Well, I forget what comes first, Sonic Battle or Sonic Advance 3, but he's really core in those games, and there's like another version called General. But the game we actually learn about his race the most is Sonic Chronicles, where there are a race of aliens, or alien robots called the Gizoids. But the other version of General, which is the one who was bad in Sonic Advance 3, has been canon and has been for a while. He shows up in the comics a lot. But Emerald is just... He's like from Sonic Battle, and his whole arc in that game is that he was an Eggman robot. And Eggman throws him out because he's not working, but it's like Eggman didn't program him right or something. Because as you can see, they're supposed to be insanely fucking powerful. And by the end of Sonic Battle, after watching all the fighting and learning from that, he becomes insanely powerful, and he goes bad. But then I think he ends up being good, but sacrifices himself anyway. But he dies. He's gone. And so technically, this isn't technically Emerald, right? It might not be. It would make a lot of sense if it is, but it doesn't technically have to be, because it could just be another Gizoid that looks like Emerald, but it's probably Emerald. Does this mean old Sonic lore is not canon anymore? No, this doesn't necessarily change anything. Like, just because we see this happening on the arc, like I said, I don't think this has anything to do with Maria's death. Because Maria's death is Gun. And it's always been Gun. And, like I said, it doesn't make sense for them to change it in this, because the whole reason this game exists is for people to learn Shadow's backstory before the movie. And if they change it in this, then Sonic Adventure 2 set up Gun for no reason, and Emerald's going to be in Sonic Movie 3. And I can tell you for a goddamn fucking fact right now, Emerald is not going to be in Sonic Movie 3. So what I assume this is just showing Shadow and Maria living on the Ark, which we've never seen much of. And General... Oh! The reason the Ark exists is because Gerald was hired for, like, experimental weapon stuff. So this is obviously just one of the I've cracked the code. So, the reason that... so, the Ark exists because Gerald was making experimental weapons for Gun and stuff. But after a while, like, Maria was on the Ark with them because Maria had some deadly virus that they couldn't cure, so she was on the Ark. And obviously, he's supposed to have been making weapons, but he spent a lot of time making Shadow as the ultimate life form to be, like, cure to everything in the hopes that it would cure whatever Maria had. And I believe, like, obviously he was still making experimental weapons and stuff, hence the big laser that shoots and destroys half the moon that Eggman tries to use in SA2. Gerald made that. The Eclipse Cannon. But he was also making weapons on the Ark. But Gun pulled funding and tried to shut him down, but he didn't want to get shut down, which is why Gun raid the Ark, kill him, and kill Maria. So I'm assuming what they're doing is that this is one of the experimental weapons it goes bad, there's a disaster, Gun's like, okay, we've seen enough, you've got to stop. He's gonna be like, nah, I can't stop because I still have to fucking save Maria. Gunner like, right, fuck you, we don't care. We're shutting you down. Gunner's still gonna come up. Right, okay, that's 100% what this is. 100%. And that is awesome. That is so cool. If that's not right, then it should be right. And Ian Flynn can give me a call whenever he wants. But this is just adding stuff that we haven't seen before. Because like I said, Shadow and Maria lived on the Ark together for a long time. Like, well, not like a long time, like a year or so, maybe more. And they became really good friends, and like we're only ever told that, and like Shadow's reaction to everything is like, lad, you calm down, you barely know her, but like, we know that's what happens though. We know that Gerald gets shut down. We don't know why he got shut down, but if he was doing experimental testing on Gizoids and one went berserk and almost destroyed the entire Ark, to me, that sounds like a really good reason for Gunn to be like, okay, fucko, stop, no more. And then he's obviously going to be like, nah, give me more time, I can make stuff for you. When in reality, he's like, no, give me more time, I gotta fucking save Maria. Wow. That is awesome. I mean, tying Emerald in the shadow, like, for no reason, like, again, it doesn't even affect anything. It's just cool. It's just fucking sick. It's so good.
Robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him.
I'll handle this. Just wait here. I'll be back. I promise.
I mean, Vector could very well be in it, because there's going to be a Sonic Hero segment. But Vector probably won't be in it. I imagine Sonic would be in it briefly. Because, like I said, I think the first episode is going to be... I think it's going to be that with Emerald. So the Ark gets pulled funding. The Ark gets shut down. It'll be that, and then it'll be the gun raid. Maybe the gun raid will happen at the same time. If they, like, I'm saying all this right, if they change it so that Emerald is the cause of Maria's death, then that fucking sucks and is really stupid. And again, doesn't make sense, because then people who go see the movie will be like, but it doesn't make any sense, and it's like, it's just stupid. And if they do that, big slobby fart. But I think episode 1 will be this Emerald thing, and then Maria's death, and I think it'll still be Gun. And then I think you'll get a brief recap, like 30 seconds long, of SA2, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get Roger to go, I found you, faker! And they'll be like, yeah, thank you, woohoo, he said the thing! And then episode 2 will be like Team Dark focused. Whether that'll be Sonic Heroes focused, I don't know. But it'll be Team Dark. It'll be Shadow when he's partnered up with Rouge and Omega. And then episode 3 will probably be setting up Black Doom. And hopefully Mephiles, because we fuck with Mephiles. Maybe they kept 06 off there because they really want to surprise us with Mephiles, so they don't mention 06 at all, and they're like, haha, Mephiles, because I really hope Mephiles is in Shadow Generations, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, fucking 10 out of 10. That was sick. That was awesome. This is exactly what I want to see. I want the Sonic brand to do more fucking cool stuff like this. Teaming up with that animation team is amazing. I love Rise of the TMNT. People who don't even like that show still obviously acknowledge that the animation and the fight scenes in that show are like second to none for Western animation and for like cartoon shows these days. So if we got anything in that vein from Sonic consistently, if we got a fucking TV show by them, fuck me, that would be so good. That'd be so good. But we'll see. I think that's wishing for. I think that's asking for a bit too much. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not fully over this. I still don't fully believe that I've seen a Shadow anime with Emerald in it in 2024. I mean, they skipped Forces. I was gonna say Shadow doesn't really do anything in Forces, but nobody really does anything in Forces except for Shadow, to be honest. But no, it's bizarre to me that they felt the need to include Sonic Boom, but not include 06. I think it's intentional, and the fact that they don't include 06 is even more weird because we already know there's an 06 level in Shadow Generations. Kingdom Valley's there. So we know 06 is important to Shadow's backstory. So I genuinely think they want to surprise people with Mephiles. So they took 06 off the timeline. So people would be like, oh, 06 doesn't matter. Oh, there's Mephiles. What a surprise. I don't think there's any way Mephiles isn't in Shadow Generations, personally. But we'll see. This is sick, though. This is too good. If I were getting 3 of these, hopefully like 5 minutes long each, 7 minutes long. Ish.
That robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him.
I'll handle this.
Yeah, I really don't think this is Maria's death.
I promise.
I don't think they'd change that. This is wild. Like, if I go Shadow the Hedgehog, CG cutscenes, is this all of them? Like, this is too iconic. You can't... Like, this is what I literally think we're going to see in the movie. I think we're going to spend time on the arc with Shadow and Maria in the movie. I think a lot of time. I think this movie is going to be heavily Shadow focused, a lot more than people are thinking. And we're going to see it spend a lot of time with Shadow and Maria. I think this will be the extent of what we see of Shadow's and Maria's death.
Maria!
In the movie. And I think they're going to keep that to how she dies in this. But obviously I think they'll also have the scene of SA2 where she's kneeled over the console and she presses the button to shoot the capsule into space with Shadow in it. The fucking gun sound, yeah, it's so stupid. Anyway, yeah, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay hammy. I'll obviously be back and be more deranged when there's new Sonic news. But this was awesome. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Bye-bye!